Have you ever walked into your kitchen in the morning, still half asleep, only to find a dead bird or a small mouse sitting right at your feet, left there like some kind of strange, unsettling gift? Your first reaction was probably shock, maybe disgust. Maybe you even scolded your cat, wondering what on earth would possess them to do something like that. But what if I told you that in that moment, your cat wasn't being cruel or wild or strange? What if that tiny, lifeless creature on your floor was actually one of the most profound acts of love your cat has ever shown you? Because here's the truth that most cat owners never find out. That gift wasn't random. It wasn't instinct gone wrong. It was a message. And once you understand what your cat was really trying to say, you will never look at them the same way again. Cats are mysterious creatures. We've lived alongside them for thousands of years. And yet, most of us still misread nearly everything they do. We assume they're independent, indifferent, emotionally distant. We joke that cats don't really care about us the way dogs do, but science and the quiet, unspoken language of cats themselves tells a completely different story. And nowhere is that story more misunderstood than in this single, strange behavior that millions of cat owners experience and almost none of them truly understand. So stay with me, because by the end of this, something is going to shift in the way you see your cat, and it might just make you want to hold them a little closer tonight. To understand why your cat brings you dead animals, you first have to understand something fundamental about who your cat actually is. Beneath that soft fur, behind those slow blinks and lazy afternoon naps, lives a hunter, a precise, instinct-driven, deeply skilled predator. Cats in the wild spend a significant portion of their waking lives hunting, not because they're always hungry, but because hunting is woven into the very core of who they are. It's not something they choose, it's something they are. And here is where it gets interesting. In the wild, cats don't just hunt for themselves. Mother cats hunt for their kittens. They bring prey back to the nest, not just to feed their young, but to teach them, to show them how the world works, to prepare them for survival. This behavior is called provisioning, and it is one of the most deeply rooted maternal instincts in the entire animal kingdom. The mother isn't just feeding her kittens, she is investing in them. She is saying, without words, "I see you. I care whether you survive. You matter to me." Now, think about that for a moment. Really let it sink in. When your cat drops a dead mouse at your feet and looks up at you with those wide, expectant eyes, they are doing the exact same thing. They are not being gross. They are not being violent. They are mothering you. They are looking at you and thinking, in whatever way a cat thinks, that you are part of their family, that you are someone they are responsible for, someone they love enough to provide for. Your cat thinks you need help surviving, and in the most sincere, instinct-driven way they know how, they are trying to help you. If that doesn't move you, just wait, because it goes even deeper than that. There's a behavioral concept that researchers who study feline cognition keep returning to again and again, and it has to do with how cats perceive the humans they live with. Unlike dogs, who tend to see humans as dominant leaders, cats, particularly cats who are deeply bonded to their owners, often relate to humans as fellow cats, as members of their social group, as family in the truest biological sense of the word. And within that family dynamic, a cat that brings you prey isn't acting out of hierarchy, they're acting out of equality, out of partnership. They are not bringing you a gift the way a servant brings an offering to a king. They are bringing you a meal the way a friend brings food to a friend, the way a parent feeds a child, the way a member of a family makes sure no one goes hungry. Your cat has looked at you, really looked at you, and decided that you belong to them, not as a possession, as a responsibility, as someone worth protecting, worth providing for, worth loving in the most honest, unfiltered animal way they know how. And most of us respond by shrieking and grabbing a paper towel. Now, I'm not saying you have to enjoy it. You don't have to celebrate the dead bird on your doorstep, but understanding what it means, truly understanding it, changes everything because your cat is not malfunctioning. Your cat is not being weird. Your cat is being exactly what they are at their most genuine, most vulnerable, most loving. They are showing you, in the only language they have, that they consider you family. But here's something that surprises most people when they learn it. Not all cats do this equally, and the reason why is quietly heartbreaking. Cats who bring prey to their owners most frequently tend to be cats who are extremely bonded to their humans. Cats who feel a deep sense of attachment. Cats who, in some behavioral studies, show signs of what researchers describe as secure attachment, a psychological term usually used for human infants who feel safe, loved, and connected to their caregivers. These are cats who feel genuinely responsible for you, who have incorporated you so fully into their sense of family that their ancient maternal instincts have extended to include you. In other words, the more your cat loves you, the more likely they are to bring you something dead. Which means that if your cat has ever done this, if you've ever woken up to find a small, unfortunate creature waiting for you by the door, you should know something. You are deeply loved, in a way that is ancient, in a way that goes beyond words or purring or slow blinks. You are loved in a way that is written into your cat's DNA, and they chose to direct that love toward you. There's another layer to this story that most people never hear about, and it has to do with indoor cats specifically. Because here's a question worth asking. What happens when a cat who has all of these powerful hunting instincts lives entirely indoors? What happens when that drive to hunt, to provide, to bring back prey for their family has nowhere to go? In many indoor cats, this instinct redirects. Instead of bringing you a mouse or a bird, they bring you toys, socks, hair ties, the occasional pen they've stolen from your desk. Some cats will carry these objects to you while making a very specific sound, a low, almost mournful chirping sound that researchers believe mimics the sound a mother cat makes when returning to her kittens with prey. They drop the toy at your feet, they look up at you, they wait. They are still doing the same thing. They are still providing for you. They are still telling you that you are family. They've just adapted the behavior to the world they live in. And if you've ever laughed at your cat for bringing you a sock at midnight, making strange little sounds, you are watching something genuinely beautiful. You are watching a creature who loves you, doing the only thing they know how to do to show it. And they were hoping you understood. This is what makes cats so quietly extraordinary. They don't explain themselves. They don't ask for credit. They don't need you to respond in kind. They simply love you in their own specific, instinct-driven way. And they continue loving you whether you understand it or not, whether you notice or not, whether you appreciate it or not. They bring you their gifts, and they sit with you, and they wait, because that is what love looks like for them. But here's something worth thinking about. Something that a lot of cat owners, when they truly grasp it, find genuinely emotional. Cats who stop bringing gifts, cats who gradually become more withdrawn, less interactive, less inclined to share their world with you, sometimes those cats aren't being difficult or distant. Sometimes they're grieving. Sometimes they're telling you, in the only way they know how, that something has changed, that the connection they felt has weakened, that they're not sure anymore whether you're still their family. Cats feel the distance we create. They feel when we're distracted, when we're stressed, when we're emotionally unavailable. And while they won't tell you with words, they will tell you with behavior. The cat who used to bring you things and now doesn't. The cat who used to sleep on you and now sleeps in another room. These are not cats who have stopped loving you. These are cats who are waiting, quietly, for you to come back to them. They are still there. They are still yours. They just need to know that you're still theirs too. So what do you do with all of this? How do you respond to a cat who brings you prey, or a sock or a toy in the middle of the night, making those strange, soft sounds? The answer is simpler than you might think. You don't have to be enthusiastic. You don't have to pretend you love the dead mouse, but you can acknowledge it. You can look at your cat and speak to them softly and let them know that you received their message, that you understand, on some level, what they were trying to give you. Because cats are extraordinarily perceptive to tone and attention. They know when you're present with them. They know when you see them. And being seen, truly seen, is all any of us really wants, including them. There is an ancient relationship between humans and cats that goes back roughly 10,000 years. And in all that time, through all the changes in human civilization, through every era and culture and corner of the world where cats and humans have shared space, this behavior has remained. Cats have kept bringing their humans gifts, kept trying to provide for the people they love, kept showing up in their quiet, instinct-driven way, asking nothing in return. They never stopped trying to tell us. We just weren't listening closely enough. So the next time your cat drops something at your feet, whether it's a bird, a mouse, or just an old hair tie they found under the couch, take a breath before you react. Look down at what they've brought you, and then look at your cat. Really look at them, because what you're seeing in that moment is not a predator. It's not a strange or unsettling behavior. It's not something to be corrected or dismissed. What you're seeing is love, raw, unfiltered, 10,000-year-old love. The kind that doesn't need language, the kind that doesn't ask for anything back, the kind that just keeps showing up again and again, leaving small offerings at your feet and waiting with those wide, patient, ancient eyes for you to finally understand. And now you do.